Hey everyone, welcome to stream. I figured I'd do a shorter flight today because I haven't quite gotten the hang of flying. I'm not a professional pilot, I'm not even a mediocre one. So I decided to pick the Icon AFI because it's fairly slow. I feel like this is a good entry level aircraft. I have the sim settings set to medium, so it's not quite hard and it's not quite holding your hand but so much. It's easy enough where as long as you're careful you can fly, but it provides a little bit more challenge, so I appreciate that. So let me get started because there's probably going to be a load screen. I will say the performance of this game is really random. I haven't quite nailed down what's causing it. I honestly don't think it's a graphical issue. I don't know if it's because the PC in general is heating up or what, or it's like a streaming issue with satellite data, but it doesn't depend on how much stuff is going on the screen. A lot of times it just chugs for no reason, and it might be because I'm not emptying out the data cache as frequently. You think it would do that automatically. Apparently that's not a thing, but if it stutters, I'm sorry. I am trying to provide you all with a fairly decent experience. I'm new to this. I haven't streamed from PC except for maybe a handful of times. I'm usually used to either making videos and uploading them to YouTube or streaming natively from like a PlayStation console, and all you do with that is type in the title and push the share button, so it's fairly easy. So anyway, let's get started. I have it set to land at Richmond. I might explore a little bit. Who knows? You know, the world's our oyster. Let's get started. And I apologize if you heard it echo. I have noise canceling headphones on, and I have my phone for messages, so I don't have, because I'm not recording with two monitors, so I'm using my phone as seeing the chat. So I actually accidentally had the volume on and didn't hear it. So I don't know if it was recording my voice, but hopefully that issue is eliminated. So now that you've seen every angle of this magnificent plane, I actually really like this one. I think that I might have this in reverse, but I think the exterior was done by Toyota and the interior was done by BMW. If I'm wrong, that'll give you an excuse to fact check and further your education. So let's go. I think I'm ready to fly. I'm gonna let it sit here while it loads and all the data. I feel like this is a part of the game where the frame rate chugs, but it seems decent. It seems like after the first flight, and if I try to go again without restarting the game, it seems to have some issues. But right now, I'm running way higher settings than I did yesterday when it was chugging like crazy. So who knows? This plane looks a lot bigger when you zoom out. It looks like a comfortable car. It definitely reminds me of when I go into my mother's Infinity. It definitely has that look to it. I'm wondering if Toyota did the inside. Toyota, I believe, owns Infinity. I don't know that much about cars. Like when I'm playing Gran Turismo, people are like, you should do this with the XRL9. I'm coming up with some sort of model of a car, and I'm trying to listen to what they say, but I have no idea what they're talking about. So let me shut the F up and get this started. So since I'm playing on medium, I have no idea what these buttons are. I think they're decoration. I think they might be for entertainment purposes. Like if you're bored, you might push a button and it'll make a fart sound or something. I don't know. But they're definitely here for decoration, not for flying for sure. If you couldn't tell I was joking, I'm sorry. Let's get this started. You hold the A button like all aircraft operate that way. There's just like a gigantic A button in all aircraft, and then there's a D-pad on the left side. It's around here, probably near the cup holder somewhere. So let me disengage the brake, and this vehicle I find do not press, don't pull the stick back when it tells you to quite yet. Since this is a little bit slower vehicle, I feel like it needs some more time, and it kind of flies itself. There's been so many times where I prematurely started to pull the stick up or disengage the flap at the same time I would with, I guess, a different type of aircraft, and it just, this thing goes out of control. So we're going to do an exterior view because why not? I'm so happy right now it's running smooth, fingers crossed. I'm currently running on high settings. Yesterday I lowered it to medium, hoping that the frame rate would be better, but like I said, I don't think it's a graphical issue because I've had perfect frame rates in LA before, and that area is quite congested. So I'm still figuring out what works, what doesn't. I probably should radio then. At some point, maybe.
Approach icon 84 is type icon 1 mile southeast of Kilo Foxtrot Charlie India.
My computer is actually helping with the plane ambiance with that fan blowing.
Icon 84 Potomac approach. Clock 2411.
Will he acknowledge my squawk code?
Squawk 2411 icon 84.
I love like listening like on YouTube to real pilots play this game, and they're actually saying all this stuff live. I wish I had that ability. Maybe if I taught myself to do all that stuff and read books and stuff, it worked better, but you know, I'm too lazy, so you know, give up on the game while you can.
Roger icon 84.
Is this a windy day? I'm using live weather, so this should be the actual weather that's currently outside right now. Usually I'm playing this game at night, so I have to switch it to during the day, or the weather's shit outside. I really don't care, to be honest. So you can kind of see the jams up ahead, so that's pretty exciting. You have the official flight sim colors. Actually, kind of like it. I wish you didn't say flight simulator on it.
Icon 84 cleared to Richmond Airport as filed. Squawk 2411. Icon 84 readback correct.
Going back and forth. One time, I went from Florida to Richmond, and then I think I went to Richmond to Florida and Florida to Richmond one time, and then from Baltimore to Richmond. So yeah, I've flown this airport, or well, I've rode a plane from this airport and to this airport many times. Sorry if my speech is all over the place. Stage fright, it sucks. Social anxiety, it's the best. But I'm trying my best, and the more I do it, I'll get better at it. Alright, it's stuttering. Usually it takes a second for it to fix itself. And it's fixing itself.
Turn left, heading 065. Proceed
Good
on
thing
course
this wasn't during
and
takeoff,
maintain
am I right?
9,000 feet, icon 84. Icon 84 contact Potomac departure on 126.7.
I might try this without playing multiplayer to see if that helps with the streaming. Because not only am I streaming data from a satellite, I'm also streaming this to YouTube. So I could see where the issue could be. And unfortunately right now I'm using Wi-Fi.
Potomac departure Endeavour 4971 is passing 900 feet, climbing 9,000 feet.
I need to get like an adapter or a card for a proper Ethernet connection, so I don't have to use Wi-Fi. Acknowledge handoff. But you know, sometimes you just gotta work with what you got and be grateful.
Potomac departure icon 84 is at 5,200 feet, climbing 9,000 feet. Icon 84 Potomac departure altimeter 30.14 continue as planned. Icon 84, you are 10 miles southwest. Descend and maintain 3,000 feet. Keep speed not above 210 knots. Expect RNF Yankee runway tree for approach via bear transition. above 210 knots. Expect RNAV Yankee runway tree 4 approach via bear transition. Clear to BAIRR icon 84.
Looks like the wind is kind of pushing in. Activate the landing, it looks like, because I don't see the little landing runway grid that you have to fly, and stuttering again. I apologize for that. We can pretend it's a bad connection, whatever we can do to justify this. As long as it doesn't happen too much, since this isn't like an action game, it doesn't really bother me that much, because I still find the terrain really interesting. And let's face it, unless you're like really close to the bottom, you really don't notice the reduction in speed that much. It is scary as hell though when you want to see the scenery, kind of like what I'm doing now, and all of a sudden it starts to stutter, and you're like, buttons aren't working right, like last night when I was streaming. And I was really trying to make a decent stream. I even lowered like all the settings to try to make sure it wouldn't stutter, but like I said, I don't think it's like a graphical issue, as long as you're not playing an ultra. It might just be because of the bandwidth of all like the data from the internet that I'm using, because not only am I streaming, like I said, I'm using satellite data, plus it actually has real-time players flying too, which, since this is the whole world, I might not see any right now. But I believe, like, that's a plane up there, right? These are all planes. So that's pretty cool. I like to see what other people are doing. They're probably flying professionally. Yeah, we need to start a trajectory. Lucky for us, this plane is incredibly slow, so even if we screw it up, we'll have other signs watching me up. Yeah. I did hear it. Can you let me click on it? Thank
Descend
you.
and maintain 2,000 feet, icon 84.
Okay. We're gonna go to runway 34. Selector's the final. I don't think I did it right. Big surprise, right? I probably should play the tutorials. Everything I've been doing is just trial and error. That's the proper way to do stuff.
Descend and maintain 1,300 feet, icon 84. Endeavor 4971 climb and maintain 15,000 feet.
Alright, I'm gonna cancel all this stuff and just tell them I'm gonna
Cancel
land.
IFR at this time. Icon 84 IFR flight plan is canceled. Radar service terminated. Squawk 1200. Maintain VFR. Frequency change approved. Good day.
Ticket airport. We're gonna go to Richmond International as soon as the tower stops talking to me. I guess it's nice to feel popular sometimes. Any day now would be great. Thank you. Don't want to hear the weather, just want to talk. We need a full stop landing.
Richmond Tower, icon 84, is 6 miles south, 7,200 feet, with Sierra to land. Icon 84 Richmond Tower. Altimeter 30.14, wind 120 at 4.
Okay, thank you for sharing your life story with me.
Make straight in runway
Okay.
4, icon 84.
Now, I believe we have some vectors we can follow, because we're not trying to Bruce Willis Die Hard this plane. Trying to at least properly land it a little bit. once flew in a helicopter, and I thought it'd be a lot scarier, but it actually wasn't. And I hate roller coasters, but for some reason the helicopter, I don't know, I enjoyed it. And we were in the Florida Keys, and we were flying like pretty close down in the water where you actually could see the sharks and stuff like that. And we were going up and down and sideways and straight up fairly fast. And I'm just like thinking to myself, why can I deal with this? A lot of people who don't like roller coasters wouldn't like this at all. It's just weird. But that's my story for today. I hope you all enjoyed it. Thanks to the force feedback on this Xbox controller. It started to vibrate. I guess that's supposed to represent the wind resistance. This plane's so slow. I'm trying to get ahead of this pattern. Honestly, don't think we need all that. Watch, I'm gonna regret ever saying that. But I mean, this isn't like an airliner. It goes slow pretty quickly.
Icon 84, wind 120 at 4. Clear to land runway 3.
Icon, why are you dive bombing? Because I'm on medium and the physics allow it. That's why. Thank you for being concerned, Control Tower.
Icon 84, did you copy?
Yeah, but right now, unfortunately, I don't have a co-pilot, so I'm trying not to die. I probably could put it on autopilot, but where's the fun in that?
Icon 84, did you hear my last transmission?
Let me try to answer this while I'm trying to land.
Runway 3 or Icon 84.
I should be hitting the right speed pretty soon, actually, I would think. Oh, it's really fast, so let me put this trim so it's trying to push up. That's a good way to reduce speed rather quickly. If I reduce airspeed in this wonderful device, I'm gonna get close toward the forest that I really don't want to, or the woods actually. This is not the forest. When are you gonna turn blue? Or whatever color it is. I'm colorblind. I think it turns blue when you're the right speed. So the problem is when I slow down, a lot of times it'll turn the anti-stall on. I probably should turn that off. It's not like I'm playing in true sim mode. I'm only playing in medium. Maybe one day I can work my way up and I can be one of those cool pilot channels. As soon as I fix the stuttering issue every once in a while. Sir, I'm gonna have to ask you to slow down. You're going way too fast here. It's so cool that this is actually live weather. I'm fairly close to this airport in LA. I remember like when the plane landed at this airport, it felt like it took a good while. Way longer than this. It was like at least like a half an hour of like circling and slowly going down, but I guess when you're going at that speed, you really have to ease up. Thank you for clearing me to land. I really appreciate it. The best.
Land runway 34 Air Transport 3318.
Oh, nice. That was one of the better landings, I'd say. I'm kind of proud of myself. I'm going to give myself a little pat on the back. So the audience at home can experience it. I'm going to tap the microphone. There's the pat on the back for you. We're going to go into ground configuration. Why? Because it sounds fancy. That's why. Oh, look. Now we're playing a racing game. Probably want to get off this runway at some point.
Icon 84, turn next taxiway.
Okay. Use the rudders to steer. I feel so fancy.
Icon 84, contact.
I heard one of these planes is like $400,000. If I was rich, this would be like my rich person purchase. I would get a pilot's license for this, but my eyesight's shit, so that probably wouldn't happen.
Icon 84, did you copy?
Nope. I don't know what you're saying. I'm trying not to hit this van. It looks like a very cared for van. I don't want to ruin that person's day. You don't want to accidentally fly, so keep that acceleration in check.
Did you hear my last transmission?
You know I did.
Going to 121.9er icon 84.
Don't tell me to reduce it. I'm not trying to take a lifetime to get to where I need to go. Anyway, I already used the brake. How the hell do you think I got to the ground? Alright, slow down the engine, apply the brake, and we turn. Not that hard. Almost flipped the plane over there. See, kids, this is why I need flight lessons. What's also cool about this plane, if you really want to have fun in the game, I think this is one of the more fun planes because you can land on water and actually drive this around like a boat. As well, kind of like a car like here. I wouldn't recommend it though. Alright, ground service. Request taxi.
Richmond ground
parking.
icon 84 request taxi to parking.
Icon 84, taxi to general aviation parking via taxiway.
Okay, where's that?
Taxiing to general aviation parking using taxiway icon 84.
It's really not required in medium mode, but I kind of like using the radio tower. No, we don't need to go back. Show me where the taxi is. Stuttering a little bit for some reason. Again, I don't know why. Let's stabilize before we start our journey to the parking lot. You can do it. Come on, Betsy. You got this. Alright. It's back to this dimension. Okay. Let's go. Going to find a parking space. I hope it's a good one. There's gonna be some asshole plane that parks right beside me, and I'm not gonna be able to open the door or get into my plane like in real life. Am I supposed to park in that thing? This is the first time I've ever attempted this. We will see. just have this on molasses speed. Oh shit. I did not mean to fuck with the landing. Are you still up? Alright, yeah. I was just trying to look around. Alright. Make sure when you accelerate, you're not pointed on anything. Alright. Try to use just some of this momentum. Oh my goodness, do they want me to park the other way? Pretty sure this has a reverse, but I don't know what it is. That was the most pathetic attempt. I should have just stayed there. Okay. Yeah. Alright. Alright. That's how I park a car in real life. That should be sufficient. Do we tell them that we parked? For shits and giggles,
Richmond
I'm gonna ask
ground
for
icon
fuel because
84.
I'm needy.
Could you please send a fuel truck?
But
Icon 84
anyway,
fuel truck
I'm
is
gonna
on the
stop
road.
here. That was fairly successful. I'm happy. And it's a fairly short, contained video. It has some commentary, so that's pretty fun. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoy these videos, hey Plane Lover, I didn't even see you on there. I keep missing your messages. I'm so sorry. Like, I get so involved with the game, and then I see on my phone that somebody messaged me, and then there's like this whole YouTube thing that's like welcoming me to live chat. So I'm so sorry that I keep missing your messages, but I do appreciate your comments, and I hope you're doing well, and thank you for saying sup. Alright. I'll try to be better about seeing everybody's messages in the future. Like I said, I'm fairly new to this, but I hope this video was somewhat enjoyable. I hope it didn't cause you any anxiety. If it did, too bad.